Hey guys, Karan from Moby Scrub here, and I've got a 40-inch smart TV from Thomson. But the interesting part, it's a 4K TV, so it can play back and stream 4K content from the internet. And just like any other smart TV, it brings you all those streaming apps like Hotstar, Amazon Prime, Netflix. It's running Android 7.1, and obviously you can connect it to your wireless internet network and get all the content on the internet available on the TV. In addition to that, you get HDR capabilities built right into the TV, so you get a really sharp, high quality display, and we'll test that out. When you unbox, the first thing you'd see is the TV remote, the table stands, and some documentation like the manual and the warranty. And you'll also get wall mounting parts as well. But yeah, the table stands are really easy to fix, and you can do that within minutes. On the side, you get 3 HDMI ports, and all of them support 4K resolution. But only one of them supports ARC that allows you to use just a single remote for multiple connected devices. You get 2 USB 2.0 ports, and you can play back 4K videos directly from these ports. At the back, you do get one Ethernet port, so you can plug in a LAN cable, and that's a great idea because you can then stream 4K content with almost no lag. Wireless routers could be far, there could be issues with connectivity, but LAN always works. And of course, then there are a bunch of analog inputs and outputs here, and you can plug in a earphone. Now let's remember, it's an extremely affordable 4K TV, so the thing that you do have to compromise on is the build. It's not going to be as premium. It is plastic, and you can see that it's not all that slim like in higher end devices, but I think for the price, it's a pretty sweet deal, and the plastic does make it extremely light to move it around. Now that's the remote, and it's pretty standard, doesn't have too many high-end functions, and you don't really need them 90% of the time, so it's quite functional. It's all rubber, and I generally prefer the ones that have some tactile feedback. They're quite satisfactory, but again, for this price, I really cannot complain. So that's me turning on the TV for the first time, and that's how the home center for this TV looks like. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is go into settings and connect to the internet up front. Now here's the problem. Using the remote that comes with the TV to enter inputs like on a keyboard is quite tough, time consuming, and very frustrating. It can really take forever. And especially on apps like YouTube where you want to search pretty often. Now one option is that on the mouse itself there is a mouse button that you could press. Now when you do that, you get a pointer on the screen, and you can move that pointer around using the joystick, the left and right keys on the remote itself. It's better, but it's still not the best. And that's where Thomson added in a great integration. It makes all of this super easy and convenient. You can configure any smartphone to work as a remote, and not just a remote in the traditional sense. You can use it as an air mouse. So as you move your smartphone around, the pointer moves pretty much the same way, and you can use the keyboard on your smartphone as input for your TV, so you don't really have to loiter around on the on-screen keyboard on the TV. To make this work, just click on the cast option on your home screen, and then there'll be a download link, or you could just scan the QR code, which will then open up this link. Download this APK and install the app, and then you can get into the remote or the cast mode. So in the cast mode, obviously it's just mirroring your smartphone. So you could have all your content on your smartphone just stream over here, or you could use it as a remote. And when you are in the remote mode, you don't need to use the remote that came with the TV, because this has just a lot more functionalities. It's just better placed. It's much more convenient. You can also use it to scroll up and down from a list, as you can see I'm doing using the smartphone. Let's also talk about how Netflix looks on this TV. Now, the app does not exactly look the way it does on other Android TVs, and that's probably because the Netflix version that is compatible with the native OS on the Thomson TV is a bit different. But it's not like you get any less features. You can still browse through. You could, go through the library, explore categories, play your favorite show and add them to your list. You could have a look at the entire season list or episode list. You could see all the information for that show, rate it, add it to your list again, download, play. So all of that is just there. And I did try quite a few shows. I did not face any issues while streaming because I do have good internet connectivity here. So just make sure that it's well connected, and the performance while streaming is going to be pretty good. Now there are a couple of picture modes. There's dynamic, soft, vivid, and user. And all of these basically play with the brightness and the contrast. So you could set pretty much basis what you like. And then there is sound modes. So there's theater, there's news. Again, there's a user setting that you could also use. Coming back to the home center, now this is where pretty much everything resides. So Netflix and YouTube are my go-to apps, so I have them right here. You could have your own apps over here, so you're completely free to reorder this. You could go into settings and just play around with a couple of them. to personalize a couple of things for yourself. Now, in the home center, there's also some movies, TV show, and music options, as you can see. All of these are actually just popular videos on YouTube, and they just sort of pull it over here. When you click on one of these, it would just play back on YouTube. So these are not actual movies. It might just be just, trailers. And talking about YouTube, that's the app. So this is pretty much how it works on Android. So there's a recommended list. There's categories like music, entertainment, latest, and gaming for you. So pretty much how it is on youtube.com. You could still browse through your subscriptions because you have signed in as a user. So whatever your Google account is, you can sign in with that, and all your, watching history, your playlists, all of that gets loaded. Now the fun part is you can stream 4K videos because it is a 4K TV and it looks gorgeous. Sure, on a 40-inch TV, 4K does not matter as much, as in you can't really make out the difference, but it's just always so much better to be future ready. And the fact that you can play 4K content, just get more sharpness and more detail, why not? And you're getting it at a price point that's really hard to beat. I mean, Samsung's got one 40-inch 4K TV for twice the price, and you get that here for half the price, even when this is a Samsung panel. So the television, the panel at the back is still Samsung. So, you're getting good quality panels here at half the price. The differences really come when you compare, contrast ratios and number of colors and brightness levels. But trust me, guys, if you see this TV in isolation, you would not be able to tell that difference. Only if you place it next to a really high-end television is when you're able to make that difference out. Otherwise, to your eye, you would just not know the difference, and you would still love what you're looking at. So you really get very high value for money. And from a sound point of view, I think it's pretty adequate. So if you've got a big bedroom or a small living room, this would be just fine. But, I just like good sound, so I would definitely recommend that you get a sound bar to make this experience a whole experience. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and any questions, leave them in the comment section below.